The Ford Mustang EcoBoost Convertible is a strange Mustang indeed. Yule. An exaggeration, perhaps, but the point was there with jolting need. The Mustang, of course, will live on. And while it wasn't, what's wrong? The first few days behind the wheel, spent mostly commuting in Los Angeles traffic, made it easy to focus on the car's shortcomings. The mashup of folk. Finally, after muttering about this strange creation throughout the week-long slogs, the weekend arrived, and with it a break from a spate of unusually consistent rain showers that hit LA. None of the driving. What's very right? Maybe it was the crisp morning air, or the sunshine, or the views of the Pacific shimmering in the distance, but after 30 minutes of arcing through tight curves and switchbacks, and pulling into scenic overlooks to soak in the Ford and its surroundings, the first hint of a smile crept in. The need for greens, pulling back onto the road and picking up the pace. This Mustang definitely delivered more of a GT experience rather than one of a razor-sharp asphalt shredder, but there is a fair amount of fun to be had. At 3,000, the engine room. Pushing the throttle hard, the EcoBoost is not best described as razor-sharp, but calling it sluggish goes too far in the other direction. With 300, as the morning wore on and each corner disappeared out of sight, this Mustang convertible made more and more sense, and it came more alive for more than it did either while bumbling around in traffic. Its comfortable, deliberate might be the best descriptor for the type of drivers who would order a Mustang to this spec. They know exactly what they want and why, without concern for acquiring the biggest adrenaline rush possible, no matter if there are 5 or 500 identical cars out there.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. I keep fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.